Welcome back to Radar Tow Transmissions. I'm Jody. Someone thinks that sending me an unedited video of Charlie Kirk's assassination is going to keep me from speaking out. If anything, they have let me know that my videos are effective in relaying the undistorted truth about what the Bible actually says compared to what is taught in church. On today's transmission. Thank you for watching with me on this path of remembrance. In my first 3 videos, we laid a foundation. We spoke of being created perfectly flawed. We uncovered the thread of reincarnation in the Bible that gets ignored and glossed over by religious institutions. And we unmasked the mistranslations and illusion of hell that gets taught in church. In my first video, Perfectly Flawed, we honored the imperfect, not as a curse, but part of our design, the ability to make mistakes, learn, grow, heal, and evolve. In the second video, Reincarnation, remembered the continuity of the soul and its long history in the Hebrew tradition. The breath returning again and again, woven into God's larger plan. And in the third, Hell No, we saw the eternal punishment was never intended in the original text. It's a distortion added later. Together, these teachings from the soil from which together these teachings form the soil from which Aquarianism grows. And now I want to let Aquarianism speak on its own voice. This is the doctrinal statement, the living heart of the path we are walking. Aquarianism is a spiritual philosophy or teaching, not a religion. It is a way of truth and breath. Aquarianism draws undistorted truths and practices from multiple traditions that draw from the universal truths of love, breath, purpose, and goodness. We encourage community and fellowship, but no priesthood is required. For the breath dwells within each soul as their own authority. I draw inspiration from many teachers across the ages: Krishna, Confucius, Moses, Buddha, Yeshua, Muhammad, and Crowley. Their words arrived as sparks meant to ignite insight. Each time, human hands gathered these sparks into cages, codifying, enshrining, guarding, and ultimately burying the simplicity they carried. This work is not an attempt to repair broken systems, nor to create another religion. It is a return to the breath, a living thread of wisdom that moves through time beyond any single life or name. The only law I speak is this: love. Love the heavenly breath that dwells within, and so love all beings. For the breath of life moves in each of us, unseen yet unbroken. Love yourself and love your neighbor, for in truth there is no separation. We're not created flawless or perfect, but perfectly flawed, capable of mistakes, stumbles, and wrong turns. Yet in the same breath, we were created with the power to rise, to forgive ourselves, and to forgive one another, and to heal. Within each human dwells a powerful angelic soul. Your higher self, your guardian angel, your holy guardian angel. This is the thread of divine will, the true will, not a license for selfish desires, but a path aligned with love. To love yourself is to prepare the ground for loving others. Do to others what you would have done unto you. Likewise, do not do to others what you would not want done to you. Practice moderation in all things. This is how you love and respect yourself. Practice consent. This is how you love and respect the breath in others. This is karma, plain and simple. We are one with the eternal source that birthed us. We are one with the breath that flows through us and sustains us. We are one. Humanity is not born bound to priests, prophets, or systems to reach the divine. Our access to Source is as close as the air we breathe. The breath itself is temple and scripture, reminding us that life is given not through law or stone, but through spirit. In this breath, we are free. Yet freedom is not licensed for chaos, nor the pursuit of every whim. Freedom is an invitation to create with care. With freedom comes responsibility, for every thought, word, and action casts ripples into the great ocean of being. Responsibility is not a burden, but an act of love. To know that you are free is to know you are capable of shaping the world with your choices. To act with responsibility is to align those choices with the breath that sustains us all. Across the world's wisdom traditions, this truth is echoed with striking universality. Humanity is never depicted as purposeless, but as entrusted with a sacred alignment to the order of reality. Whether it's Tov in Judaism, Dharma in Hinduism, Asha in Zoroastrianism, Ma'at in Egypt, Tao in Taoism, or Li in Confucianism. The pattern remains: creation is good, ordered, and life-giving, and humans are called to live in harmony with it. These are not separate inventions of meaning, but shared recognition of a cosmic thread, that human beings are bearers of responsibility, stewards of balance, and participants in the unfolding of divine goodness. True freedom is therefore not the absence of limits, but the wisdom to choose within them. It is the awareness that we are co-creators, and that what we set into motion returns to us in time when we act with harmony of the heavenly breath. Our freedom becomes a gift that uplifts rather than a weapon that wounds. In this way, freedom and responsibility weave seamlessly with human purpose and goodness. Thus, the universality of wisdom affirms we are born free, yet freedom finds its fullness only in responsibility. We are born to create, yet creation finds its harmony only in goodness. And when we breathe with this awareness, freely, responsibly, lovingly, we participate in the divine order that sustains all things. At this point, I invite you to join me for a few moments and share this breath with me. The breath is not theory, it is presence. Take these next moments as a simple practice to return to the inner kingdom. Close your eyes. Let the world grow quiet around you. Turn your attention to the breath, moving in and out. On the inhale, whisper I. On the exhale, whisper breathe. You can whisper in, within, or without. Repeat as feels natural. Allow the words to fade until only the silence remains. This is the inner kingdom. From the stillness of breath, we can look to the great rhythm of return, the soul's passage through lives and lessons. Feel free to pause the video. Sit with your breath for as long as you like. I'll be right here when you unpause. Karma is the teacher that meets us at every turn. When we ignore the law of love, the wheel brings us back to face what we have sown. The wheel is called Gilgul, the cycle of return, the path of reincarnation. The soul is patient beyond a single life. We are given many chances to remember, to heal, to love. If a lesson is not remembered in one breath, it will return in the next and the next, until we choose it freely. This is not punishment, but mercy, the kindness of eternity, giving us space to grow into what we already are. Just as we change our clothes to meet the day, the soul moves through bodies on its journey, each vessel serving its purpose. Each incarnation is a chapter, not the whole book. Each life a verse, not the whole song. When we awaken to the breath within, we begin to see that we are more than a single story. We are a continuous stream of stories flowing back to source. As we move through cycles, the soul's freedom and awareness prepare it for conscious ascent. Because we are created perfectly flawed, we stumble and fall. Karma ensures that what we set in motion must one day return to us. Yet the mercy of Source is greater than the endless cycles of burden. Between one life and the next, the soul is given a place of cleansing. The ancients call it Sheol. Others have named it purgatory. This is not eternal punishment. It's a passage of purification, where the residue of old choices is burned away in mercy. In this place, the soul resets, or rests even, reflects, and is refined. What cannot be carried forward in love is resolved in fire and silence. Thus, no soul enters a new life shackled to the full weight of what came before. The wheel of Gilgul still turns, but lighter, freer, with space for healing. Each life becomes not a punishment, but a chance to grow, to remember, and to love more fully. Heaven and hell are not eternal, external locations, but states of mind or being. They are born from how we live, how we love, and how we breathe. When we live aligned with breath, heaven aligns with us, here and now. When we close ourselves in hatred, greed, or despair, we cast ourselves into hell. There is no eternal damnation. There is no need for sacrificial atonement. The source does not demand blood, nor does the breath require suffering to be appeased. Karma serves as its own teacher, and mercy flows through the cycles of Gilgul and the cleansing of Sheol. The gates of heaven are the gates of the heart. The fires of hell are the fires of our own mind. Both are temporary, both are within us, and both can be transformed by returning to the breath of life. Ascension is the unfolding of freedom and responsibility into their highest form. The conscious rising of humanity into harmony with Source. It is not escape from the world, but the transfiguration of how we live within it. Freedom gives us the path. Responsibility steadies our footsteps. And the universality of goodness shows us that the path is one walked by all peoples across time. Yet the ascent cannot be made with a wounded heart, chained to bitterness or fear. Forgiveness is essential, for it releases the weight of resentment that pulls us downward. Healing is essential, for unhealed wounds perpetrate cycles of harm. Trauma carried unacknowledged clouds the breath that sustains us. But when healed, it becomes a place of new strength, compassion, and clarity. To ascend is to breathe freely, to release what burdens, and to rise in love. It is not perfection that marks the ascend. It is not perfection that marks the ascended life, but integration. Wounds acknowledged, forgiven, and healed choices align with the rhythm of breath. Freedom expressed as love in action. In this way, ascension is not only a future hope, but a present possibility. It is the flowering of human purpose into divine union. Some people will call us a cult. We are counter-cult. Everything that we do is public and open, unlike what goes on in the churches that I grew up in. Thank you. Have a good day.